Okay, here we are. We are here at the Token Live. Hey,
Marty.
I'm Martin Juilliard, and this is Dave Tolt. And who do we have today? We got John Galvin from
Molly Hatchet.
From what band? Molly Hatchet. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome because I'll tell you, I've known Molly Hatchet, man, since they came on the scene back in late '70s. I'm sure they were out before then, but this is when I became interested in music, and I started listening to those guys. And actually, as a cover band back in the '70s and '80s, started doing a handful of the tunes, man. And I'm still thinking of the one, dude.
Dreams,
Yeah,
which is a Allman Brothers song.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome.
They do
job
it. They do it a lot.
Yeah, they did it in 3/4 time.
Right.
Is that how you? Okay.
Yeah. Real slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I learned it on the bass because I think your bass player started that.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
And then it would
Is that how it's done?
I think the rhythm guitar player starts with the lick.
Okay.
Yeah, he
All right.
does the lick, and then another guitar player does the chimes over
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
And then the drummer comes in, and then the whole band comes
Right.
in. Yeah.
You guys still do that tune?
Oh yeah, we have to.
That's a yeah.
It's a classic. I love that song.
That's
Yeah.
one of the hits, man.
I
Yeah.
know, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm sitting right here talking to the guy that is playing keyboards doing it. I just love that. As far as being in my younger years in the '70s and stuff, I mean, I've been on this program meeting so many people that I just, man, I can relate. I just it was part of my childhood.
I think it was part of every rocker's,
Yeah.
It was just
it's on my list, of songs to listen to. That's for sure.
space and time. You
Yeah.
know, that just.
What year did that come out?
Well, the first album came out in '78.
Right.
Oh, it was '78.
And
Okay.
in '79, "Flirting with Disaster" came out.
Yeah.
And
I remember the album cover.
yeah,
Yeah.
Man, remember
those are all Frank Frazetta.
They
album
still
covers.
That's the
they
artist?
still sort of use that artwork a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we use different artists.
Right. But
Frank
sort
Frazetta,
of.
passed away, and from what I understand, he wanted an exorbitant amount of money to keep using
Continue
his stuff.
doing it. Yeah.
So I know they switched to another guy named Boris, who's also a famous fantasy artist,
Right.
and he did some album covers. And right now we use a guy named Paul Raymond Gregory, who's from the UK.
But that original guy, didn't he get a little big because of it?
Probably so.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I didn't hurt him at all.
And why?
I can see that album cover right in front of my face.
Oh yeah.
It was you're right.
Because I think more people have seen the cover, of the album than they have his
work,
artwork,
any other work,
standalone anywhere.
So I was just thinking to myself, I mean, the guy's making money off it. Why try to, go over the top with a price for the next one?
Yeah.
It didn't help him though, did it?
No.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
I know one thing. It's funny because as time went on, '78, I was graduating. But album covers, as we all know, were something you sat and listened to the tune and the whole album, and you'd look at the artwork
and you
read
hoped
the articles inside.
I used to go buy albums just because the
Yeah.
cover looked cool.
Yeah.
Man, this band has to be cool to have a
Yeah.
cover like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Zeppelin, all those guys.
Pink
had
Floyd, all of them, man.
fantastic artists
Yeah.
doing the covers.
Yeah. Pink Floyd was like this real big thing,
Oh, yeah.
production they did to do them album covers, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't just I was watching a documentary. It wasn't simple, man. They went through a lot of stuff to get to that,
Yep.
It wasn't like a guy just saying, hey, man, let's get all the guys together, take a picture.
Right.
And
Yeah.
here's the album
right,
cover,
Right. And sometimes that works.
Yeah, it does,
Loverboy or
definitely.
something like that. That all
Definitely.
worked. But
Yeah.
in the days we're talking about, we all.
Like Boston, they
Oh.
had their
Oh,
thing
yeah, Boston.
with
yeah.
the
ELO.
yeah,
Got their
Yeah.
own theme.
Yep.
Yeah.
and they sort of kept with it, just like you guys have,
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah.
and
And people identify with
and
that.
exactly, and it works. That's the whole thing.
Well, John, you guys I think we talked about it. We touched on it a little bit before the show. Are you going to be getting your schedule together for the summer concert tour?
Yeah. There's dates coming in already. We got a show in Florida on the 17th.
Cool.
It's a outdoor festival with Marshall Tucker Band and
There you go.
some other bands. I can't remember who all was on there, but Pure Prairie League. You remember those?
Oh yeah, who was the original singer?
There. Yeah,
who was the original singer? Was what's his name? I mean, I don't think he was original. He came into the band.
Vince Gill?
Yeah, and they did really well with him.
Yeah.
And they were on Dick Clark, and they were all like 6'5" or something.
Oh, big guys.
And Dick Clark's like down here, and he's talking. Hey man, you guys did a great show.
That's kind of like Blue Oyster Cult. Those guys are all little.
Yeah.
no kidding.
Listen, I messed around with. Oh wow. How did I not turn that off?
Hey, Eddie Van Halen showed up?
Oh yeah, he's here. He's here. So yeah. Saying something about the Blue Oyster Cult at Harpo's, and I remember Buck being a little short dude.
Yeah.
And so I got one of those tripod you use for the snare, right?
Yeah.
The real shorty.
Yeah.
And I put it in the center. And he goes, "Oh, there's somebody's got there's a character working here today, isn't there?" And we just got a pretty good laugh out of it,
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
yeah,
Well,
all them dudes are great
a couple of them
dudes.
short guys that dance around a Parthenon, or what is that thing in England? With the,
Not the Coliseum.
no, the movie. Damn it, I'm blowing that one.
Well, hey, it's that age thing, bro. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
it is. I'm just trying to think of that. They came up with the second movie.
Spinal Tap?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now remember
And
when
they're
the
just
little
coming
guys
out
were
again.
dancing around the
The
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. Yeah.
I'm just not from England, so if you would have said Detroit train station, I
Yeah,
would
there
have
you go.
known.
There you go.
But at Stonehenge, I don't
I
have
just
one
watched
here.
that second movie.
Did
too.
you?
Yeah.
How was that?
recently. It was pretty good. It was-
Really?
Yeah,
Just-
it wasn't like
just
didn't
recent.
feel
Is it-
the
it's just
first
new?
one, but it was.
Is
it was
it new?
still up there?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
liked it. I mean, it was
Cool.
entertaining.
I haven't seen it yet.
Did it come out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being from Cleveland, that's kind of interesting. Remember they got lost under the
Hello,
stage?
Cleveland.
Hello. He goes, well, you guys got to take a jog over to the right. We don't have time to jog.
Right.
What a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And it started out, I mean, they had a lot to do with the volume control. Why is it just the 10?
Yeah,
Why
right.
isn't there an 11?
But
This
ours
goes
go
to
to
11.
11.
This
Yeah,
goes to
11.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's weird thing is, and he just died. What's his name? That did that show. The producer. He got
Reiner,
killed
Bob
by
Reiner,
his son.
Rob Reiner,
But
yeah.
he said, but what's the difference?
He didn't die. He
between-
was murdered.
Yeah. What's the difference between going from 1 to 10 or 1 to 11?
1 to
It's
11.
The knob still just travels that far. And he couldn't grasp it. But ours go to 11.
I know, and I watched it with my wife, and she's like,
Some
I
people don't get it.
I don't
Nope.
get it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it. You have to be in a band to get it.
Exactly.
Or you have
Right,
to be
that's
in
right.
that business.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that from when I was a youngster and playing the little club scene in Detroit, when it was, well, I say little, it was a big club scene in Detroit. But I had a Chevy van that I had. It was an extended Chevy van I bought from the dealership I was working at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing, you would know, Marty, how much you can pack in there being you got to be a roadie and a musician.
You got geometry, I think. Is it?
That's the
is it-
word,
is it-
Marty. That's
yeah.
the word, because you can pack.
Is it
how did you fit all
geometry
that
or
in
no?
there?
It's yeah.
It's like Tetris,
Or
not Tetris, but what's
the one that
thing,
the lines
blocks
come
fall?
down. Yeah.
Like that.
The thing is that's why you see like these big tours and you see the everything being brought out, and it's got numbers on it, and you're wondering what's that mean? Well, that's how they load the truck.
Oh.
That's the first thing. Here's the second one. This is third, and that's how they did
You
it.
just taught me something
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I had to
Well,
do
when
all
they're big
that.
tours, there's
Yeah.
always it's got to be perfect.
right. It
right.
makes it for the time is
Yeah.
compensated properly.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it is at
And
Ford
you
when I was
can't
working.
think you could load the truck the same way off the top of your head. Let me
No,
tell you.
no. Well, maybe this goes here.
Yeah. Oh,
So as a musician, growing up, you ended up going from Cleveland to Dayton. Or not,
The Lima.
Lima.
The squirty lure.
Squirty worm. Well, you played at Lima quite a bit.
Yeah.
Man,
They also had.
I've got some great photos of Lima.
They also had in the rooms at the hotel. Remember those vibrating beds you could put a dime in?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I remember those.
So me and this dude, Mark, I think we hot wired the thing, and it just was vibrating the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And most of us, if we didn't have girlfriends or if we did have girlfriends, they stayed at home, right? And and there was a couple good reasons why that was, but yeah, people were really worried. That phone rang, and there was 4 or 5 girls in the room, and there was this dude dove for that phone. Don't answer that phone.
I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, but I do remember sleeping in between the sheets between Slater and me on a king size bed.
Yeah.
I said, you sleep under the sheet, I'm on top of it. And
if you move the wrong way, you're in trouble.
I didn't get poked with anything.
Yeah. Oh man, what a blast we had doing that
so
stuff.
when you guys travel, I know you guys went to Germany and would you do 8 shows in 9 days or something?
Yeah,
wow, that's got to be tough, man. That's a lot.
That's
of work.
That's a good payday.
Yeah, it was actually
quick,
in and out.
Man deserves it, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
In and out.
And you had a new drummer, I heard, right?
We got a new drummer, Garrett Ramsden,
Yeah.
from right here in
Local.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Introduced to me by a good friend. You guys may know
Dan
him.
Marlar.
Dan Marlar.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan.
I lived next door to Dan for years.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
introduced
And
you as his drummer?
Dan played
Lieutenant
with,
Dan.
Dan used to play with Garrett's dad. Garrett's dad, Rick Ramsden, was a bass player,
Okay. Yeah.
and that's how it all connected.
All connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny's
had
a
a
great
few,
dude. Every time I do a benefit, he's my
I'm
MC.
going to tell you something about
Yeah.
Danny. When I was younger, I used to go to Studio Lounge and watch him play with Bogart and stuff. And they would Journey.
He didn't do too much with Bogart, but he did with Majesty. Yeah.
But he did.
It was his band that left and became Bogart.
His
Buster
Journey voice
Cherry.
was extremely phenomenal. Because there's not too many guys who can do Steve Perry
Now,
Steve Perry.
Dan, like I said, he lived next door to me. I grew up in that neighborhood. They had, like you said, there was a place that had an upstairs and people performed there. And they had that. There was like an old Oddfellows Lodge or something. And these guys just stayed in there, rehearsed. And I mean, they were phenomenal back in the day with Ara, Joe Ballard.
yeah.
God rest, Joe Ballard's pretty ill right now. I hear from Danny told me, he talked to him. And I hope everything works out for the guy. He was always a great guy. You had Freddie Diacovo, who was playing drums with whatchamacallit.
Yeah,
He was with Bogart too, but he was also started out with the Buster Cherry guys in my neighborhood there.
And he also played in
Rick Fortner. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that name.
Ricky Fortner.
Yeah.
He passed, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those guys are where I, as a youngster, 12, 13 years old, got to start looking at it. Now, their front of house guy, I grew up with his brother, Manuel. I mean, his name was Manuel, and his brother's name was Miguel. But Manuel would never, I was always asked questions, He's like, get away from me, kid, And so, I mean, I went on to, do some big things. And no thanks to him, by the way.
Yeah.
But, I had other people who really, really, gave me the.
But yeah, we auditioned. We were auditioning drummers, and Garrett was the first guy that I came up with, and he played in a little room about this size. He sent me a video of him playing along to our music, and he nailed it. I mean, it was like we'd already been playing with a couple people that we knew they weren't going to be the one, but it just I said, man, this guy's got something special,
Yeah, he's got the chops, man.
Yeah.
And I've seen him.
And there's a couple other drummers around town that we mentioned earlier that I was going to get an audition for also, but once we got Garrett, there was no reason to.
Right? Why bother? Why waste
fell
your
right
time?
into place.
Yeah. It was like how David Lee Roth got Greg Bissonette. Anybody know how to read music, drum music? I do. Okay, you're in.
Yeah.
That was it. But he's a phenomenal
you
drummer.
know, and we also have a new singer that's only 25 also.
Right.
So we've got this young energy in the band now, and it rubs off, and it feels so good. You know, it feels like old times now.
You got to wake up earlier.
You know what? Is there a time? I'd certainly love to hear you guys, even if it's outside the venue. I mean, if you guys had a rehearsal or something in town or something that I could attend, I'd love to come see it because I just you guys.
Well, most of the band's not. There's just two of you from here, right?
Yeah, just me.
Well,
and
so do
Jared.
you guys rehearse in like Florida or Ohio? Or, I'm not sure.
You know,
They're too old to
at
rehearse.
Sound check.
Yeah, that's it right there. Yep.
We don't rehearse anywhere except sound check.
Yep.
And
Yep.
every now and then, somebody will come up with a lick or something that's cool, and we'll go into a studio, record it, make something out of it, and save it and put it away
Right.
until we've got a whole bunch, and then we'll go in to the studio and try to make actual songs out of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what our band leader likes to do. He likes to
So-
do everything in the studio and save it, make sure
Yep.
we don't forget it, and
So you got a new one coming out too, huh?
we got one coming out. Yeah, we did it at Abbey Road in London, and
Man, that must have felt wonderful.
oh my God, it was.
So the whole recording session took there?
Well, we did the basic tracks there, and then there's another studio in Germany called Rock Farm that we've done other albums at, and we went and did some overdubs there, and then we went back to Abbey Road and did some more stuff, and so kind of back and forth. But
Yeah.
And you
for
said
the most part, and then Abbey, they mixed it, and finished the project and everything.
you
So-
say Glenn Johns was the.
No, not this time. No.
Oh, okay.
No, this time it wasn't an actual producer. We had the engineer that does most of McCartney's stuff, and Clapton and David Gilmour, and all the people that go in there. We had him as an engineer, and he's the main engineer in Studio 2 there. And
And the production, he could do that. Yeah, it wasn't.
yeah, so between him and the band leader, it was,
Yeah.
they produced.
And
it
who's
that
the
way.
band leader?
Huh?
Who's the band
Oh,
leader?
Bobby Ingram.
There you go.
He's the lead guitar player, the booking agent, he does it all. you know.
Right.
I can't say enough
About
him that he works his
Tail
man
off. Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt for 1 second here because we haven't really mentioned you're on Token Talk live.
Token Live, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the Token Lounge in Westland, Michigan. And Marty, what's the address?
28949 Joy Road.
And they have wonderful groups that play there. I've seen.
And
so
the only
many
reason
guys.
I knew that is
I actually
because-
opened for Foghat at the Token, and I thought Lonesome Dave was alive at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just such a privilege because I remembered that album. There we go back to album covers with the Fool for
Fisher-
the City.
yeah, the Fisherman.
fishing rod in the
Fishing
sewer. What a
That was
class.
me.
manhole.
That was me, because I love fishing. I'd be out there fishing in that hole. There's the only hole I need right there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I had to bring up the Token because that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
But once again, we're talking with John here from Molly Hatchet, piano player, awesome person to even talk to because of the fact that
Piano player extraordinaire.
I love piano, and I wish I would have picked that instrument up. And it belongs to certain people. And John, you're one of them, man.
Thank you.
So you guys are
Guys,
just
it's-
coming off a nice little European excursion, huh?
Yeah, we did the 8 shows in 9 days over there in Germany and Switzerland, and like I said, it was kind of in and out really quick.
Right.
No time to blink, just hop on the bus and wake up in the next spot. And
Now, when you guys travel like that, I mean, okay, we discussed about the fact that you were on a tour bus over there, but then you got to come back to the United States. You go through customs and all that kind of stuff. Is it the same situation that everybody else has to go through? I mean, or is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, we do a couple things that if anybody could do, but a lot of people don't know about them. Like uh, we got our trusted traveler cards. If you've heard of that.
So these are more advanced
So
identifications.
it kind of gets you through customs without going through customs. You show your passport and you hold it up to a machine and it takes your picture and then
You're
ready
on
to
your
go.
way.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and you get TSA pre-check for 5 years. So
Cool. That's cool. At least they came up on that idea
Yeah.
because I've got the enhanced driver's license finally in Michigan. My dad was
So you
born in
you can
Windsor.
get over
Yeah.
the
I
board.
can go over to Canada
Yeah.
without my passport and go
There you
back.
go.
Right. That's kind of cool.
I'm in-
Canada or Mexico?
I'm in the process of renewing my passport right now.
Are they still on
What
10
a hassle,
What a
years?
isn't it?
nightmare that has been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was it 10 years, 7 years?
I think it was 10 years.
10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Mine
ugly here
it
10 years later. They
expires
need a
in
new photo.
August. It expires in August, but I know we've got some overseas stuff coming probably in the summer, so I got to get it done right now.
So
Hey, you
doesn't
ever need your bass player needs a bass tech? I'm looking to go overseas for temporarily.
doesn't the weird thing is most of the post office does the
Yeah.
You can do it online now, I hear.
Yeah, you can do it online.
but why would the post office have anything?
But
to
the
do
thing is, they want
That's
you have
what I
to
don't-
send your old passport. That's if it's a new passport.
Right,
If
right.
if you have one, you have to send them your old one, and then
Yeah.
they actually give it back to you with the new one.
Canceled. Yeah.
the new
and then you
numbers?
get the photos.
Yeah, yeah,
You go to CVS, get your picture taken, and you take
Yeah.
that thing. Yeah.
yeah.
I did I did all that stuff for traveling into Germany when I went, and it was the same thing. It was it was kind of a pain, but and I had to do the expedited one, so you paid a little bit more.
That's what I gotta do, too.
Yeah, I didn't pay to let the management cover that. You want me to go there? They covered it, and bingo. I don't know. It was $500-$600 later. I had a passport.
Yeah,
But
I haven't got to that point yet. But,
Yeah.
Oh, I remember unloading loading back a whole truck where they stopped us across the border there in Canada, and it was because some goofball that we had with us, made some statements while we were just getting our working papers done,
Yeah.
and he said something stupid, and the guy says, "Well, let's go out and check on your truck for a
Was
minute."
that I wasn't involved with that.
I don't even remember.
Because I remember going through a situation like
Yeah,
that with
I think it was
Muggsy.
Oh no.
And we had to unload
It was
the whole
because
equipment
yeah,
at the bridge.
yeah. It was
And-
because of Pillsbury. He kept talking.
Yeah,
God rest his
yeah.
soul. I love my brother, but
I
he's
know
not
what it
long.
was. It was my drummer. I had a choker chain on that had spikes on it. And they said
They took that from you.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
Well, that's a weapon, and I said, "Well, what do you mean a weapon?" They go, "What's that? You can't wrap that around your fist and hit
Yep.
somebody."
Oh.
And I said, "Probably the other guy's fist by the time I get done disconnecting it." And they were okay with that.
Yeah.
And then when they go, "We're gonna have to surrender that to the crown."
Exactly.
My buddy goes, my drummer goes, "That ain't gonna go with the Queen's dress."
Yeah. Big mistake.
Something to say.
Done.
Well, needless to say, we didn't play at Danny's Canadian Club that
No.
night.
And I took a bunch of kids over. They were break dancers in Southwest Detroit, and I used to always help them out, buy them some wood, where they could, or let them use the gym floor or whatever, And they were really, really good. So we went over there to do a little contest, thing, and they all had those things on their neck, on their wrist. They took all of them.
Oh yeah.
And I told the guys, I said, let them take them, bro. I'll buy them all for you. Don't worry about it. But we know better next time.
So you travel, you got to go through that, but I'm sure quite a bit with going over to Europe. And you guys are relatively big in Europe.
We
Still,
do really well over there. I mean, usually sold out shows and,
Nice.
and stuff. They love classic rock, just about any kind over there.
Right.
yeah.
Like we toured with Deep Purple over there back in '09, and it was all arenas.
Nice.
Deep Purple's headlining arenas over there, but over here, they're playing like Fox Theater or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
You know?
400, 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
it
and
all
that's-
depends, which act it is. A lot,
Right.
the changes of
Yeah,
it,
it depends on the act.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Huh.
I seen Deep Purple with Coverdale was a singer. Well, it had to be the 70s,
Yeah.
and those they were great then.
Sure.
And but Jeff Beck has a lot to say about guitar players. Period.
Well, he can.
I don't know about he can.
Oh,
but
he can.
He says the Boston dudes were bad. He says all these guys because of the mechanical stuff and using different types of
Gimmicks
keyboards.
and
Yeah.
Pedals.
Yep. And he just he just doesn't
Well, then
he even thought that what's his name from Deep Purple just didn't do as much as he could do.
Well, I know one thing. If he's had anything bad to say about Joe Walsh, then he's incorrect because Joe Walsh's engineer invented the talk box.
Oh,
Right.
And that's where that all came from about. And Peter Frampton, of course, can
Yeah.
stand up there
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, I used it."
Just like Les Paul, though. I mean, if
Yeah,
he wasn't there, we'd be in trouble, man. Because he came up with all the 4-track recordings and all that stuff. The sound on sound, the Echoplex.
I always thought it has to be really tough for a guitarist to come up with his own signature sound
Yeah.
that no one
Yeah.
else has.
Yep.
Well, I did read some history about the distortion. And apparently, the way I read it was back in the 50s with Chuck Berry and the guys, the guitar players were using, of course, the ES335 and some sort of a Fender amp or something
A
like
twin or something, yeah.
There was a drink that spilled on one of the guy's amps, and the liquid had actually went in and created
Arced a couple things.
Yeah, created a circuit of things that weren't involved in that particular amp, which created this distortion. And
Well, it was,
people were going,
it was on
"I
fire.
like
It was
that,
distorted.
man. I kind of like that sound, So next thing you know, somebody developed that,
Yeah.
and then
I'd
cool.
love to read
whoever
about
did
that
it, you
one.
got the fuzz box, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever did
The
that.
Big Muff.
Big mouth.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those.
Yeah. In a couple different ways, huh?
Yeah. Well, anyhow,
Oh, boy.
John, you got a summer plan. They're going to start making your whole schedule and everything like that. You think there's a chance you guys might be able to get into the Token Lounge or something like that? Or
I would love to. I hope so.
I hope so, too. I'd love to come see you guys,
I miss
man.
the place. I miss
How did you
John
do
and
when you
everybody.
played there? That's all that matters to anybody. I'm being serious.
I'm sure it was
As
a
an old
sold-out
bar
show.
owner, with John, we opened up the Token together. If you have an opening act that's bringing 300 people, you're going to keep using that opening act to bring those 300 people.
but Molly Hatchet on
Yeah.
her own.
Oh,
should
well,
be able to pack the place.
it's still, it's questionable. Hey, it's like Bob Seger, okay? He was huge in Michigan, but he went to Florida,
Yeah.
different story. So that's how it is. You guys do great in the South,
Good in the South. We
Yeah.
do, we do pretty good in the Midwest.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the Midwest
yeah.
is our
Yeah.
Bread-
Ohio,
bread and
the
butter.
East, even the East Coast
Yep,
and
yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
Probably our weakest place would be like California or something.
Right, exactly. Just like Seegers was.
It's the
you
big
know?
hair stuff and whatever you out there.
It's a different world out there.
Yeah,
you know.
no doubt, no doubt.
Been there, hated it.
Yeah,
Give me good middle Midwest. I'm a happy camper,
Yeah.
man.
yeah.
I mean,
You don't mind a little snow, shit.
I don't mind.
No, me neither.
Unless I'm hauling a pie Annie,
Yeah. Oh.
But my man over here, John, he uses a digital piano, and I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with that, but Elton John uses it, and everybody
Everybody.
keyboard player, because it makes
Weighted keys. right?
moving a piano a lot less. And I'll tell you, Marty, you had talked about moving pianos.
and not just that, but we used to have a real piano.
Right.
When I first joined the band, we went to a music store. They said, "Okay, what do you want? Take your pick." And I picked out this Yamaha white grand piano.
Ooh.
And that went with us on the road for a few years.
But it was electric, was it?
No.
No?
It
was all
Rio
acoustic.
had a harp on it and everything.
Yeah.
And it was mic'd, and
Yeah.
then they tried putting pickups in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all kinds of different
PZMs.
things.
PZMs, they did a bit.
But
It was
just
always
never quite cut through the guitars like it should have.
right.
Ah,
Well, you
But
really
the,
had
but
to.
the real problem
you had to have a
was
good
that
engineer.
It had to be tuned every show.
every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because first of all, when you bring it out of an aircraft, if it's going traveled by aircraft, you went from a controlled temperature down to
Yeah.
yeah. So I remember on the bass guitar, if we played outside at Toledo Speedway Jam or something like that, and it was 62 degrees out, and I pulled my bass out of the case and it was 75 at my house. There's a complete
Big difference.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to be tuned. And the bad thing about that is the more you tune them, the more they need to be tuned because those pins get loose
Yeah.
after a while.
That
from
makes
tuning
sense.
them. So,
So if they're just not setting in one place, it's not. It's
grand
not.
pianos are made to stay in one
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I think that's a perfect statement because you know how long the harp is on that unit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. 9 foot long.
So what everybody's doing now is what we talked about earlier. They take a shell of a grand piano
and to make it look
and
like
it breaks
Yeah.
down. Legs come off. The
Yeah.
whole thing breaks down, goes in a case, and then you just put your electric piano inside where the keys go.
Yep.
And
Still 88 keys and all that.
Yeah,
And they're weighted so they feel.
right, feels just right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
So I
That's
seen
super interesting.
I seen a video of John about a month ago,
Uh-huh.
and he was playing some Christmas songs,
Really?
and he was just. I mean, they were someplace in Germany, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a piano there, and piano players don't pass a piano. Okay, he sat down, and he played a bunch of Christmas songs, and it sounded great. It was tuned and everything. It sounded good, right?
I loved it. I had a good time. I
Yeah.
was.
I like that
That's
one.
another good thing about Germany over there too is they really are into Christmas. Every town,
Oh, yeah.
town that you go to, they have what's called as a Christmas market, and they sell all these crafts and Christmas ornaments and decorations and food and
It's like Frankenmuth.
wine and just all
It's like Frankenmuth,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's the whole German thing there.
It's awesome.
I
And
was
that's
there.
every town. I mean,
Yeah.
I was there during the Oktoberfest, and it was that was another thing. They loved that beer.
yeah.
Holy mackerel!
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. It was like the beer.
Oh yeah,
the
beer's a big thing.
warm
over there.
warm beer at that.
Beer being delivered to your hotel room is like the milkman in the old days here. I would just put a carton outside that had 4 liters in it, and
They'd fill 'em
I'd
up.
wake up in the morning, and whoever the correspondent was for the hotel, I'd
Yeah.
come back, and there'd be, here's some lever milch or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
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 And there were some beer drinking fools, but I know one thing that like we touched on it too was the architecture over there was just something to behold. That those old European cities are just so gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
we don't have a lot to compare here because we're only 200 years old or
We got to
250
tour
now.
some castles over there and
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
And,
Amazing.
just
The
unbelievable.
Oh,
masonry
man.
work is just
Yeah.
You'll be walking downtown and there'll be a carving in a brick on a place that'll say established in 1620
Yes,
or something.
yes.
you
Right.
know?
Right.
yep.
And a
Unreal.
lot of those buildings have cornerstones where they, like you said, it has the mark on it when it was, built and
Constructed and-
Yeah.
constructed and everything. Yeah. And that's like, I'm a Mason, so it goes way, way back into the Dark Ages, and that's what Masons started as,
Well, they had a free walk around the
the
world.
building.
Yeah.
What's that?
They had a free walk around the world. They were allowed in any country.
Well,
because
that's
they were
because
Masons.
they had the
Education.
grip.
Yep.
They had the words. If you didn't have that, you weren't getting from port to port.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how they did it. And so it's all over the world. I mean, all over the world. There's
Oh,
Masons
yeah.
everywhere, and it's big in England where
Yeah.
But
certain
it's a
areas where it
super
started
art.
it.
I mean, if you think about it, I don't care where you're at in the world. You look at their architecture.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Token Lodge.
Well, it said if you look at the map of Washington D.C., it's sort of like my ring.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's got the triangle
how,
and then
how it's
yeah,
it's all
pyramid and
built and everything. And Washington was a mason. All the guys were masons back then, and they built that. I mean, they made that beautiful. Let's
the stage at the Token Lodge.
the beautiful stage at the
awesome.
Token Lounge. But like the Washington Memorial, where they have the flags fly every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
They take those flags down and they give them to masons and stuff.
Oh wow. I didn't
So,
know that.
it's a pretty. It was a huge thing a long time ago. A lot of them ruled the United States.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, Marty,
Let's rule
yeah.
this music here,
we,
man.
we dropped off the subject.
we started
Which
falling
don't-
asleep here for a
Don't
minute.
get me wrong, man. I love the Masons and I love their thing, but we're back here at the Token Live, and we're talking with Johnny from Molly Hatchet, keyboard player, and we're kind of just catching up on fun stuff that he's going to be doing this summer, man.
Yeah, and how long you been in the band, John?
Well, I started in '84 with Molly Hatchet,
Right.
and I played on an album in '83 by them, just before that. And then back in '80, I was with the original singer for his solo project, his album, and toured for a year with them.
40-odd years then, huh?
Yeah, long
Wow.
time.
Still going strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just
A
toddler when
young
I
whippersnapper, yeah. So you guys do a lot of performances with like Skinner and that in the U.S.
we played with them not too long ago. We do a few year, I mean, we played with all the Southern bands, those guys and Blackberry Smoke and.
Yeah, you gave me some cool posters to donate to a benefit that I was doing, and I framed them up and gave them away or whatever. Well, not gave them away, but they auctioned them, raffled them.
At a benefit.
Yeah.
I appreciate guys. I mean, and John, every time I've ever asked you to do anything, if you're in town, you would be there. And that's
Hey,
that's
I
a
got
huge
your
thing.
back, man.
Right on, right on. He gets off a plane. He says, I'm talking to him, and I'm going, hey, man, it's, what's his name playing over at the Token? Come on, you jump off, man. I got you covered, And he came in, Tony from Thunder Audio. We all sat together, and John, he sat with us for a while, and we had
That'd be an awesome
got to
time.
know each other. The guys that didn't know each other already got to know each other, and it's always cool.
Yeah.
And then watching Mitch Ryder was pretty cool.
It was a treat.
He didn't move from one spot on the stage, but the voice was still there, brother.
Still
You know
there.
what?
I'm telling you.
I always tell the story about John Entwistle. I used to, when I was a kid, I'd see him play, and I go, I don't know why this guy don't move. Listen to the Who. But it turned out that Keith Moon was so busy on the drums that John Entwistle was sitting there and concentrating on what he was doing so he'd come back in on the proper proper beats.
right.
Because you could get lost in a Keith Moon roll
Yeah.
and not come in on the,
It was like a vocal thing, man.
Nothing worse than that.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I've been in a few of those train wrecks.
I guess that's pretty much a good explanation.
So we sort of had one earlier, and we had to start over a little bit, but I can imagine. I've seen them happen, man.
Yeah.
I've seen guitar players. I've seen people get really upset on that stage, man.
Hey, one time I was watching TV and Journey was on years ago. I don't know what show it was, but they were performing live on TV, and Neil Schon came in. I forget what song it was. He had a big lead solo in the middle,
Lights or something. Yeah.
and he played it a half step off the whole lead, and I'm like,
Wow.
Is he not hearing this, or did they tune down, or what? How did this happen?
No monitor.
John, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm just going to touch on this because it's interesting that you brought that up. I sat in with a friend of mine. They were playing at some club around town, and they said, "Hey, Dave's here. Why don't you come up and do a couple tunes?" I said, "Yeah," because I'd played with this guy for years, Dave Goldsworthy. And what happened was Randy Peevler was the bass player, and Peevler played a 5-string.
Okay.
I've got 50 years on a 4-string.
Yeah.
And Peevler says, "Come on up, Dave. Come on, play some bass." I go, "Okay, cool." I go up there and I grabbed this J bass or whatever it was he was playing, and
It's a 5 bass. or something,
5-string,
yeah.
and it
V.
just didn't
A V
click.
bass.
And because my hands are completely trained to go to an open E or an A
Right.
at these 2 strings right here, and I did the same thing. It was a disgusting mess. I had to apologize to the audience and say,
Yeah.
"I'm sorry. Randy plays a 5. I play a 4." I said, I can't believe I just did that. But everybody enjoy Randy's performance and forget
Yeah.
about mine.
Yeah.
Well, that one time we were playing at Pine Knob with, God, I think it was Nazareth or something, or
great
Blackfoot, or,
38 special or something. Like.
Blackfoot.
and I don't know what happened, but I'm playing the piano, this piano lead on something like a Jerry Lee kind of thing, and the bass player, or no, the guitar player that was playing with Blackfoot at the time, it wasn't Ricky, it was this other guy. He's like, "It's in D." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm playing in D." Well, I don't know if the band must have tuned down
Yeah.
and didn't
Yeah.
tell me about it.
Right.
And we've never done that.
And right.
And I'm like, well, I just hope nobody noticed. You know?
Oh,
He noticed, but
It sounded a
you
little
know,
off.
Somebody noticed.
yeah,
It's about half a step off, you know.
I
It's funny. My old drummer Pete, when I was playing it, if he made a mistake, I always knew it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
there was a mistake, and I'd look at him.
There
and
were
I'd
lots
just
of
kinda
those.
smile because and he'd look back and go, "Oh, you caught that, didn't you?"
Right.
Yeah, I did. Bass players and drummers kind of work together, you know.
yeah.
But that was one of those things. Now, if Dean Slater or Jeff Rye made a mistake,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know, I wouldn't listen.
Oh, Dean
to
Slater
him.
never made no mistakes. What are you
He was
talking
the
about?
fastest guitar
What
player
are
in
you
the
talking about?
history of Ozzy
This,
Osbourne.
this is the guy I was talking to you about with the Mountain Dew and the cigarette. You know,
Okay.
as he watched us loading in and loading
Just
out.
be careful. He was a good friend of ours in the days, and he's not around any. You know,
We talked to him on the
I know
phone
we
the other
called him
day.
The other day.
Yeah.
But, you
He
know,
was
how
rather
sensitive he is
surprised.
about his career.
He was surprised to hear my voice. Yeah.
No, I don't think he was surprised. You and him bumped more heads than a couple of bulls and a field of heifers.
I got a picture of him like sitting down. I'm over top of him. I'm going like this, and I could just imagine what I was saying to him.
Right.
Well, he was one of them. You mentioned it earlier that the guitar players are so loud that you're like,
Oh,
I don't need them in my monitor.
No, and I got him coming through the drummer's monitor.
yeah.
So I can hear him from there, and I'm kind of deaf anyway as
So
it
am I.
is.
I
I've
can't hear
lost
him, yeah.
a whole lot of hearing. You
Right.
know, I wear these things. You know.
that was
I tried them. I
Think-
can't wear them.
that was thanks to Bobby Ingham, right?
Huh?
That was thanks to your guitar player that you lost all that hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I worked with several different bands. A couple that I was able to talk into, you know, bringing that stage volume down.
Yeah.
Because I'm serious. If you do that, mix
Let
out
the PA
front
do
is
the
going to
work.
be so much better that you just can't imagine it. You know, I mean. And keyboards, and this is the thing with the keyboards. Every program you go to is going to be a different volume. If you can work on that and get it to, you know, to which each one is pretty close,
Yeah.
volume-wise, man, I'm telling you. And I worked with a couple keyboard players that we worked hard at doing that, you know, to make it happen.
Well, I try to give myself a little leeway. I don't play with my volume all the way up.
Right, right.
Like a lot of sound guys want me to, you know, to get that signal.
That way
I
you've got
leave
your own.
myself some room because I know that I'm going to have to come up.
Right.
Right.
That I'm not going to hear myself.
Well,
It's never like it is at
Yeah.
sound check.
Yeah.
It's always much louder.
Just keeps
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The
And
tempo
it turns
picks up.
into a battle. You know?
yeah, it does.
So I gotta have some room to move up and hear myself because I've done shows where I couldn't hear anything I played.
Yeah, I was going to invest.
Or someone
Yeah,
else
just
in
looking
the band.
around, wondering.
Yeah.
Let
I
me
was,
ask you.
I was going to invest in a paintball gun.
You ever had a situation with the tempo? It's one of those things where I don't know what it is about drummers, but if they start a particular tune and you're on stage live and it just your blood's flowing and stuff,
You know it's
these
wrong.
guys and next thing you know, you're like, this ain't nothing at the speed we normally play this at.
Right. Everything's like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, right. I just you hear it on a lot of live
Yeah,
recordings by everybody.
Well, a lot of drummers nowadays too have gone, not nowadays, but gone to the click tracks, to where it's very helpful, you know.
That works great in the
Working with
studio,
DC
too, yeah.
Drive guys, he always had his ears on to, listen to click tracks, different songs, that he knew that he probably would
Some friends
get
of mine
faster.
played at. They occasionally play at Salerno's over here.
Oh yeah, on Van Born.
Yeah, and I usually sit in with them if I'm in town, and they all use in ears,
Right,
And I've
right.
never done that before
Right.
until they showed me that,
Oh, it's awesome.
So have you ever
I
tried
really
it yet?
liked it. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not a loud band anyway. They're a country band,
Right.
basically a country band with a lot of vocals and stuff. And but still, I could hear every little thing.
Everything.
And
Yep.
it was.
Have you used
It was nice.
those inner ear monitors yet?
No. I mean,
I never have either.
I've only done it with those guys.
Really?
I'd kind of like to do it with Hatchet if I could do it.
Oh man, I'll
right,
tell you
right.
what. You should
to where
talk
I
to
could
you
just
should talk
hear
to
the whole
Sennheiser.
band because, it's not the same when you're hearing just bits and pieces of this
Here-
guy
here and
or
there,
that
yeah.
guy.
The complete
You
subject.
want to hear the song like it's supposed to sound, just
Yeah.
like the people out front hear it.
Right.
And it's
You know,
it's not that way.
the
People
first-
don't realize that.
The first time, I'm talking 30 odd years ago, I worked with who did Cherry Bay.
Oh, the
Baby.
Jersey Boys, but
A little short dude,
Yeah,
Italian
what's his name?
guy.
Bobby Vinton.
No.
Bob-
Well, whoever it is.
yeah.
His band, we were playing inside of a tent at the place out there in Novi, and nothing on his stage was live except for the drums. Nothing. Keyboards, the guitars, nothing. I walked across that stage, all I heard was the drums,
Yeah.
right?
So
and
you're
they were
talking
all in ear, every one of them.
38 specials that way.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. And I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. I was sold then, because it was such a the mix out front was just perfect, and you had a great engineer with them guys and everything, and I was just really impressed, And
I remember when we were in Northville and we had Charlie Martin was sitting there with that group that was out there. And it was some sort of festival downtown Northville. But the sound engineer was using a tab. Instead of being out in front.
Oh yeah, a pad.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
sitting
oh,
there
yeah,
talking to the drummer and he's going, do you need more
that's
toms?
it,
Yeah, I
that's
need
it.
more.
Yeah, they do that now. They walk around during your
all
sound check.
all the
and-
digital consoles are done with that.
I can't imagine it. I'm just like,
Yep.
the other day I was looking at on Facebook and I ran across a Soundcraft board. It was a 64 channel Soundcraft.
Yep.
That thing had to be as big as that wall right there.
yeah.
Old school.
$400 in an anvil case. The anvil case alone was $1,000
Try
a day.
try moving one of those.
Yeah. Well, I've got one
Matter of
at home.
fact, try moving it. Don't try moving it. Try setting it on a table
Yeah.
so that you can
I did try that.
work it.
I got the old one Mark Aloya had.
Well, I got a kid that will fix that and make it run for you
But
perfectly.
what good is it?
Nothing.
Who wants it?
Well, there, I'll tell you what. There are still a lot of tours that still use analog.
Well, Mark told me the last time that one was used was Taylor Swift.
Oh, he's so full of shit.
So, I'm sorry, Mark. I did not say that.
I
Everybody,
said
Mark,
it. I said it.
Well,
Taylor Swift.
well,
That's what he told me.
I guarantee you, she never used an analog console because she's not that old.
I can't remember the name of what they call it, but some of these boards have. Oh, I think it's called Recall or something.
Yeah, that's where you mix a band.
Yeah.
Hit the button, it saves it. You go mix the
Exactly.
next band. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was a monitor engineer.
So
that
amount of bands can be on there, and then you reset.
Yeah.
Whoever's up.
Yeah, you just hit the button and it goes to your setting.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That to me,
they
that's
go up to
amazing.
like 100 different
Yeah.
times you can use
And I
it.
remember
Whatever.
opening
And you put your little thing in there in the side, and your mix is set for the next place you go to. You put
Oh,
it
yeah,
back
thumb
in.
drive.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
put it back in, and it mixes it right
Amazing.
up.
That's
There's a
amazing.
dude, a really good engineer, walks around, and his thumb drive is on his necklace.
Ah.
Yeah, and it's a constant thing. Yeah.
I remember playing with the Almighty Strut and those guys back in the 70s and stuff. And your engineer, if you weren't buddies with him, he'd make you sound like shit. That was it.
I would never make anybody sound like shit because that totally looks at to me.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
I've had to tell people that worked for our company and worked at a different venue, and I'd have kids coming over to Harpo's or wherever I was and saying, we were at this place and he wanted $50 to make us sound better. And at some point in time, I'd have to go over there and say, hey, bro, you work for this company. You make everybody sound good. Because you don't make it yourself look bad if you do that.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine when I worked at Ford. He was a sound engineer, and he was at I'm going to say the Red Barn during the Zeppelin thing when Grand Funk Railroad opened for him. I mentioned this before, and he was told, "Go throw the switches on those crowns because
These guys sound too
Grand
good.
Funk Railroad is making us sound bad." The crowd was so into Grand Funk Railroad. So
Well,
he
that
had to go
ain't
shut
going
it
to
all
change
down.
nothing.
Well,
That ain't
that's
gonna
kind
change
of the
nothing.
word in the behind the scenes that some bands will do that.
Yeah.
To the opening band.
Yeah, so
It'll
they don't
make
want to get
them sound.
upstaged. Yeah.
Well, that's
don't
that-
give them any lights. Don't give them this, that. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Well, that's
But
sad because
I don't know if it's true, if it's false, but that's the word.
Well, I think
Well-
if I was opening for Molly Hatchet, I'd probably get. I think because I'm talking to you now, I'd probably get treated okay.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You
if,
would.
if I was the engineer, everybody would sound good.
You would.
You know,
Well, when you were an engineer, you drove a train. You had nothing to do with sound.
I drove a train.
Engineer.
I,
That's a joke. My sister's an engineer, and I go, "Oh, you drive a train?"
but that's just me. You know,
Yeah.
I would want I mix monitors at Harpo's. I don't care if you're the opening act, whatever. You're gonna hear yourself and you're gonna sound good.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure of it. And the front of house guy's gonna make sure of it too. This guy worked for a lot of Motown groups, vocal groups, right?
Right.
He taught me a ton, man. I mean,
I think it does.
Bubs, thank you, brother.
It does
Thank you.
everybody an advantage. The club,
Oh, no
it
doubt.
does the bands, it does the audience.
yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
it needs to hear that properly.
Yeah.
Well, I also did some shows where me and Tony brought in PA, just the front of house console, microphone stands, and all that for an opener. What was the Allman Brothers, and they opened for George Thorogood, and George Thorogood's engineer was, he wanted everything to sound good, and the engineer for the Allman Brothers, I don't think he was, I'm not going to say he was bad or nothing, but I just don't think he had it together as much. And he was using everything on two mixes, and it was just hitting the front of house stuff real hard. And so the dude looked at me and I said, "Don't worry, I got it." And I went over and I started putting things into submixes so that it would, sound. It wasn't so pushing so hard at the rig, And then the guy was looking at me and he's going, "Oh, okay," because I guess he didn't, know that part of some of these. I didn't know every console that I worked on, and I worked with a band and I'd say, "Hey man, can you get me into the ballpark?" And I'll go
we've
from
been
there.
to a lot of places that we'll ask about so and so that's doing the monitors or front house. Oh, this is his first day.
Remember,
Well, you're in trouble.
remember the old days when you brought your own PA and sound man with you?
Oh, yeah.
Which we did.
Yeah, we did.
We carried you
Yeah.
and the everything along with it.
Yep.
And Marty would know where
I had a big yellow used Ryder truck, and we went everywhere, man.
Yeah.
And he had a limo,
Oh,
and then I had a 70 Monte Carlo, and people thought we were something, man.
oh. We used to back that limousine up to boats and stuff in the harbor and say maybe they look like they were connected.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we towed this 40-foot yacht with us behind this Cadillac. But we had a good time back in the 80s. and stuff,
Oh,
you know.
man, we had a
Those were good
blast.
days.
We had a blast.
Anyhow, so John, I'm looking forward to hearing from you this summer, man. I gotta go see you guys, man, and I'm just hoping you'll keep in touch with us, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
because I
yeah.
certainly,
John lives here in Taylor.
You guys got my number.
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but that's what
Yeah.
I mean.
I live like a mile from here.
Yeah.
But I, mean,
I was
he's
knocking on
busy.
doors, man. I ended up sitting on his porch talking
He's
to him for
flying
an hour.
back and forth from Florida and Georgia, wherever they do
Yeah.
rehearsals at, or whatever it is they do, and
Well, as I said, we play mostly weekends, through the year when we're
Right.
here over here.
Right.
We fly out. Usually fly from gig to gig.
I would just like to sit in one time
Play on
at
rented
the
stuff.
piano and listen to you play. I mean, I don't care if anybody else is
You
around or
can
not.
come to my house and
Here,
do
you
that.
want to do it?
What's that? Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I would do that, John.
Yeah.
And I would enjoy
Anytime.
just coming over and saying hi and sitting and listening to some piano. In fact, since I got a nice acoustic bass, I just set up with it and
There you go.
play. But
I'm going to do some
you do
shout outs
yeah.
for the Token Lounge here real
please,
quick.
Please do.
And,
That's what it's all about.
on the January 15th, we got the Micromania wrestling tour. So it's the little guys, and that should be cool. That's on the 15th of January. You got to see that, man. If you've never seen that, it's great. These guys are great. It's hilarious, the whole thing. Plus, we got on the 24th of January, we have Halloween. A heavy metal horror
wanna
show.
see those
man.
fellas, man.
The heavy metal
Been around
horror
forever.
show. We had some issues with those guys with all the spray web stuff that they
cobwebs.
used to, and I used to try to get it off. It took me an hour after a show to get it off.
I like the 10-foot drum riser. I always
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Drum
yeah,
riser,
yeah.
Big old drum
Yeah.
riser. Yeah.
And listen, playing with them guys is Demon Bitch, Brzalvet.
I
and,
dated a demon bitch once.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. The Saturday, January 31st is a tribute band. They're called Prowler. Is that it? Prowler.
That's the one that does
Metallica,
Metallica
tribute.
correct.
Yeah,
That's correct.
along with Slipknot tribute and Tattered and Torn tribute to Pantera. Cool gig. Then we got a guy named Brad. This might be that. I don't know if it's Brad Russell, that bass player guy. I don't know. But Reps, Brad Russell, One More Thing at the Token Lounge.
I think you're correct on that.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think so.
I think you are. The Looper.
Yeah, the Looper guy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Then we got on February the 14th, we got a Bon Jovi tribute band with Jovi is the name of that one, and Infinity and Beyond, which is a Journey tribute band.
And yeah, that's what I mean by how this is getting very popular.
Yeah, real
We've
popular.
been announcing these guys
Real
left and
popular.
right because of their.
Hey,
and they're good.
And we listened to the breakdown.
We got somebody at the door.
Where the hell is that at?
Right, the front door.
Is it front door?
Anyhow, keep on going.
Come on
Marty.
in.
Keep on going, Marty.
Come back in 20 minutes. It's my niece.
It's one of the groupies.
No, I got a bunch of fruits and vegetables for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Well, don't look at me when you say
then,
that.
Then we got Chris Kane at the Token on February the 17th. He's a guitar player. I hear he's really good.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Then we got this thing called the Bunny the Bear.
That's a heavy one.
Is that it? And
Yeah,
and
they're
that's
heavy.
with Celius and Yayo Red Light Running. And so that's going to be February the 19th.
Okay.
Then we have another tribute thing called it's for the cars called Used Cars
That's right.
with Hinding. That's a tribute with Chrissy Hind from the Pretenders.
Oh yeah, there's an Ohio group for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just out of what, Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah. So that's on the 20th of February. Here's a new one, The Nightmare, a tribute to Alice Cooper, which is going to be good on February 21st. Detroit's only Alice Cooper tribute show. That should be cool. I dig Alice Cooper. Then we have on February 27th, Leith Al-Sad. He's a guitar player. I think he was on
Laith Al-Sadi.
Yeah, Al-Sadi. He was on The
Voice?
The Voice or something. Yeah, something like
Or
that.
American Idol. One
Yeah.
of those.
I heard. I hadn't got a chance to see him, but I do want to see that
He's
show.
great. He's great.
Yeah, and then we got Duke Tomato, man. You know him. If you're a blues guy or whatever, this guy's, amazing guy. I think I used to see him at Sully's and stuff. And that's March the 9th. Then we have Burning Witches on March the 20th.
Right.
With Temple Black, Clinical Trial, and True Devil, and Sojin, whoever they are.
That's a big show.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. Yeah, for sure. Hey, we got a good. This is the bass players thing here. We got the Fell featuring Billy Sheehan, who's an amazing bass player. Played, he was with
One of
David Lee.
my favorites.
David Lee Roth. Yep, and
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big. Yeah,
Mr. Big. Sure.
yeah. So then we got the Flaw. That's on. The other one's March 28th. The Fell featuring Billy Sheehan. March 28th. Then we have March 16th, The Flaw at Token Lounge on March 16th, and Infected Rain on March 23rd, which is supposed to be pretty wild.
Yep.
And then we have Pretty Things, a Tom Petty tribute band. I believe it's Petty Thieves, yeah. A tribute to Tom Petty, yeah, and Stevie Nicks.
And
wow.
I think you have also
I
coming up
think I got
in
'em.
April is Fire Lake.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, John told me that one's coming up too. Fire Lake is the
We'll
Bob Seger
have
guys.
to add those,
But
when we get an exact date.
That's a good update, Marty.
Yeah,
And,
I
we
feel
wanna
like
thank John.
Chevy Chase on the what did he do on Saturday Night Live?
I'm Chevy Chase and you're not.
No, well, I just watched that. I just watched
I know, I
that.
did too.
And what was it? He started the news thing on Saturday Night
Weekend
Live.
Update?
Yeah, Weekend Update. Yeah, it was his idea,
Oh, okay.
and then he left, and everybody else did it after him.
They continued.
Including you.
I just did Weekend Update for the Token Lounge. How do you like that? I'm Marty Drulard, and you're not. So,
I'm Dave Colt, and we've got John from Molly Hatchet with us, keyboard player.
and you're not.
And man, we've had a great time sitting here and shooting
Yeah,
shit
no
for the
doubt.
last, I don't know,
Hour
3
now.
hours.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, we had an issue. Hey, baby. There she is.
We're looking at the dog.
The dog. Yeah, I know. No.
Not your son.
Hey, baby. Yeah. No,
Well,
but,
anyhow, Marty, it's always a pleasure coming
So,
over here and
hey,
doing the
John,
show.
thank you very much for coming, man.
Hey, anytime,
we so
man.
appreciate it,
I sure appreciate it myself.
Yeah.
I want to get with him sometime because I'm such a piano. I'm hooked on it. It's like a narcotic with me.
Like
So
hooked on phonics?
Yep.
Okay.
And sometime if I could get over there, or he can come over to my place. I've got pianos and amps at my house.
All right.
Knock it out, man.
He lives in a log cabin house.
A what?
It's
Log
a log cabin on 5
log
acres.
cabin?
Yeah.
Got a nice in-ground pool, big garage, lots of classic cars and stuff. You come
Sweet.
over in summer, kick back, put the keyboard out by the pool, and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, man.
He's got he gets all these antique stuff, He's even got a vehicle that's supposed to be
the
made
Richard
for
Nixon car.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got his initials etched in the windows. It's got a
Wow.
TV in the back, all kinds of stuff, man. It's crazy.
Well, those are these
only
are
had
things
1,800
I've gotta
miles
start
on it.
letting go of though, because I
No doubt.
I can't take it with me, man.
I used to have a 69 Chevy van that had no side doors.
Does it have the center console with the engines right
Oh,
between
yeah.
the seats?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Used
yeah.
to ride on one of those, your
yeah.
ass would stay warm for hours.
or it'd stay hot for a
My
while.
brother Kevin had one. My brother Kevin had a 69 Chevy van, and man, we would ride that, and we'd put the Hondas in the back when they were building 275. and we go down there, and it was just sand.
Oh
One
yeah.
end to the other.
Oh yeah.
And you could ride for hours down there. And
It was my first car, actually. I wanted a van back then, and I think it was 70 when I got it.
okay.
When the van's
wait a minute,
rocking,
you're
don't come knocking.
So you were involved in making love in my Chevy van.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's all right
Yeah.
with me.
You know,
Yeah.
I used to drive to van conventions.
Remember how important, how involved they were with all the conversions
Oh, yeah.
and the little
Big deal,
windows
the
they would
vanners.
have and
Yeah,
all that
Canadian
stuff.
vanners, all of them.
Yeah.
I got
You know,
them.
you slide it open. There was a bed. You know. And
Yeah, that was good. That was the
shag
start, man.
carpet.
I
Shag
went to
carpet.
the first 3 van nationals.
Oh wow!
And
Wow.
The third one was in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and all the vans from up here met at the Dayton, Ohio Mall parking lot. So the mall parking lot was full of vans, and the police escorted everybody onto I-75 south.
Right.
And it was far as you could see, vans forward,
Wow.
back, behind
Wow.
you. It was unbelievable.
I had a friend of mine. His name was John Pratt, and John's passed away. God rest his soul. But he was a part of the Canadian Vanners, and that was the first time I went with those guys into Wayne. They had a show or something, and man, you know, I met those Canadian Vanners. We ended up going to races out at Michigan International. all the time.
yeah.
Holy mackerel! Them crazy guys on whiskey. Woo!
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right,
Well,
my friends.
yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And,
It was a wonderful meeting you, man. And
too.
I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another Token Live
Episode.
episode. Yeah.
Right
yeah.
on, Marty.
And we'll see you later.
Peace. Take care.